Welcome back. Hope everybody's been staying safe out there. As some of us are already aware, the Pundi X proposed a NPXS token swap to a better version of the token, one that would enable NPXS to participate and take advantage of DeFi. And as all of us are already aware, DeFi is definitely something amazing that hit the cryptocurrency markets, the cryptocurrency space, and it's something that's going to help Pundi X strengthen NPXS moving forward, and it's going to help its utility case, which is going to be an overall good thing. Now, the token swap would be 1,000 to 1. This just means that for every 1,000 NPXS you're holding, you would be getting one of the new version of the token. Now, I know that this might seem a little bit scary because after all, numerically and just quickly glancing at it, if you had 1 million NPXS tokens, this now means that you have 1,000 of the new version. And again, just looking at it, a million just seems better than 1,000. But fear not, because it's not necessarily going to affect the value that you have in NPXS. So for example, if you have $10,000 in NPXS tokens, once the token swap takes place, you're obviously going to have 1,000 of the new tokens, but your $10,000 will still be the same, because essentially what they're going to be doing is that at the time of the swap, if let's say NPXS is at 1 cent, right, then that means that the new token will be worth $10, and that just makes it so you're not really like losing anything aside from going from 1 million tokens to 1,000, which is a good thing because this also is going to help the supply, and we all know that the supply of NPXS is outrageous. So this is definitely going to be something that will aid that, and it's essentially going to help that, and it's to help reflect the true value of what the token should actually be based on everything that has been done. Now, definitely keep in mind that the price, just like the market is now, the price can go up or down based on how the market takes it. So what I'm trying to say there is that just because I'm telling you or saying that if you have 10,000, you're going to have 10,000 after the swap, it doesn't mean that that's written in stone, because after all, this is still the market. So if, for example, you have that 10,000 and the swap happens and you now have like 9,000 or you have like 15,000, then obviously that's just the work of the market and supply and demand. And again, this is definitely going to be great because the supply is going to drop drastically. Now, this is something that usually happens with things like this, so definitely keep this in mind. And that is that sometimes, and usually when something like this happens, there could be a big potential of a price drop before and or after the swap actually takes place, because some people or a lot of people, what they do is that once token swap takes place, they sometimes just dump it and get into something else and then rebuy later at a lower price. That's not financial advice, guys, so don't take that as that. But anyways, moving along, if you have your NPXS in major exchanges, the swap will actually happen automatically for you. I believe if you have it in other places, then you have to manually do it, but that's something that we might discuss or will discuss in a later video. But if you have any questions about that, then definitely leave them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to respond to any of that. Now, another key thing to keep in mind is that there will be staking of this new token. However, it is unclear if exchanges will participate in the staking, but I have a very strong feeling that Binance specifically will most likely support the staking. That's not something that they have said. That's not something that's anywhere. Nobody has said that, right? I'm just saying that from my personal opinion, just based on how Binance and Pundi X have worked together in the past. I'm pretty sure that they will most likely do it, but don't take that as a fact, because it is not. It's just my personal opinion. Now, just like any major swap and stuff like that, we all know that it opens the door to potential scammers, right? So definitely please beware and only use legitimate exchanges and utilize the Pundi X actual website, because they are definitely going to be updating it there, and they're going to make it so I believe it is on March 30th, so 10 days from now roughly, it's all going to be going live. So definitely do not use anything sketchy, and keep in mind, guys, this is something that they have, Pundi X team has said before, and many other teams and many other companies and all of that have said this before, and it's that most likely, well, not even most likely, 100% of the time, nobody is going to be emailing you from them asking you to give tokens to do this. So what I'm trying to say is that if you receive a random email saying like, oh, you know, you have to send your tokens here in order to blah blah blah, it's 100% of the time it's going to be fake, because as it says on the article, as Pundi X has said themselves, it's going to take place in major exchanges. And if you're if you get something suspicious or something weird, you know, then definitely go check out the Pundi X page, the official Pundi X page, not something that you get through a link. Just go and type it yourself, because that way you will ensure that you are doing it correctly, because the last thing we need is for anybody to get scammed. And we know that in the crypto world, and not even in the crypto world, in the world in general, that's a big thing. You know, people always try to let me actually click on this. People always try to find easy ways to make money from other people, so definitely beware of that. Now, last but not least, remember when everybody was bashing NPXS because of its price? Looking at the chart price, it has gone over by 6,000% on the year, guys. Look at this, 6,000%. Like when we were all the way down here and I was making videos like a couple months ago, like 2-3 months ago, like people were straight up just saying like, oh, this is dead, you know, this is scam coin, blah blah blah. And I'm not saying that because it's gone up 6,000% that is a success, but all I'm saying is that there was something to be made there. You know, when I was talking about Pundi X like over a year ago, and more recently, like several months ago, like there was stuff to be made. Look at that, like 6,000%. Now, I love Bitcoin, I love other cryptocurrencies, I'm invested in several others as well myself. But look, we're looking at the Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin has actually only gone up, not only, because this is actually a very big leap for Bitcoin. So just let me rephrase that. Bitcoin has gone up a whopping 864, let's just round it up, 865%. So I mean, that is huge. But look at NPXS, 6,000%. And I mean, the only reason I'm just like saying that several times is because we all know in the Pundi X community that so many people bash NPXS. So many people say like, oh, you're gonna lose everything here, you're gonna blah blah blah, you know. But it's like, I mean, this speaks for itself. Like, we're up 6,000%. I'm not saying that we're gonna keep that, you know, because like anything, it's a market, you know, like the potential of it just going down, like it's still there. But all I'm trying to say is that there is potential with NPXS. There is potential with Pundi X specifically, because as I've said so many times before, guys, it's not necessarily about the price action today. It's about what the team is doing, what are they doing to better their company, their token, you know what I mean? Like, it's all about that. It's not about price action, because price action today doesn't necessarily mean too much. If we live in a world where cryptocurrency is extremely adopted, right, we're gonna need XPOS systems. And I actually had some recent comments on other videos that there has been more demand for the XPOS device, which is something that we're going to be covering in a later video, most likely either tomorrow, later today, or next week. So definitely stay tuned for that. But anyways, that definitely does it for this video. I just wanted to show you guys that, because 6,000%, guys, like, that's a hell of a lot. Now, of course, considering if you bought like all the way up here, then, you know, that's a different story, you know. But look at the chart, look at the max chart, like that is a massive move. And of course, a lot of these massive moves could be due to what is going on with the swap and all of that, so definitely keep that in mind. But nonetheless, I think that this swap is definitely going to be a good thing for Pundi X. It does suck that you're gonna have less tokens now, but the price will reflect that, so it's not like your portfolio value will change unless the market changes it by, you know, people buying and selling. But anyways, guys, that definitely does it for this video. If you want to stay tuned with more Pundi X video and crypto videos in general, make sure you hit that subscribe button and stay tuned. If you have any comments or anything like that, make sure you drop those below. If you have any suggestions, anything to add or anything to say, just definitely leave it in the comments below. Keep in mind, guys, that I don't only do Pundi X videos. I do Pundi X, Cardano, and some Ripple, and I do want to start implementing some other tokens as well, because I think that there's a lot of potential out there. Pundi X is definitely the main focus, because Pundi X is going to be killing it. I'm not saying that it's a fact, I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but Pundi X is definitely going to do things in as far as what they've done now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you made it this far and you're new to the community, again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Anyways, take care, guys.